Hello there, I am Ayo Emmanuel Ojo. Here is Wells Television Daily News Update. The federal government has directed all tertiary institutions in the country to submit detailed reports on unused allocations from the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund. The Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, gave the directive in Abuja today during a meeting with the heads of institutions. The order follows growing concerns that billions of naira meant for infrastructure and research in universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education remain idle or unaccounted for. The Executive Secretary of TETFund, Sonny Echono, said the government is determined to ensure proper use of the funds, warning that institutions that fail to comply may face sanctions. The agency says the new directive aims to enhance transparency, speed up project completion, and redirect unspent funds to priority areas in the education sector. Stakeholders have urged university administrators to act swiftly, stressing that unused funds deprive students and staff of essential facilities and learning tools. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has dismissed the federal government's last-minute appeal to suspend its planned nationwide strike, describing it as a little too late. The ASU president, Chris Piwuna, said this today while in an interview with newsmen. He said the union had given the government ample time, over 3 weeks, to address key issues including unpaid salaries, delayed revitalization funds, and the implementation of the 2009 renegotiation agreement. However, he lamented that authorities only reached out a few days before the strike deadline, accusing them of insincerity and neglect of public universities. Pawona warned that unless the government takes concrete steps before Sunday, lecturers across the country would down tools. The union's decision follows mounting frustration over unfulfilled promises and worsening conditions in Nigeria's tertiary institutions. Meanwhile, the Education Ministry says it is still engaging the union in dialogue and remains hopeful of averting a disruption to the academic calendar. Nigeria's Council of State has approved the appointment of Professor Josh Ojo Amukwita, SAN, as a new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The decision came after a closed-door session at the Presidential Villa in Abuja today. Presided over by President Bola Tinubu, Amukwita's nomination was presented to the council alongside other potential candidates before members gave their unanimous endorsement. The new INEC chief is expected to bring extensive legal and academic experience to the commission, having served as a senior advocate of Nigeria, professor of law and consultant on electoral matters. Professor Amukwita's appointment follows the expiration of Professor Mahmoud Yakubu's tenure, marking the beginning of a new leadership era at the electoral body ahead of the 2027 general elections. His nomination will now be forwarded to the Senate for confirmation in line with constitutional provisions. The presidency says the choice of Amukwita aligns with the administration's vision to strengthen the integrity of Nigeria's electoral process, promote institutional independence, and restore public confidence in INEC's operations. The Kano State Police Command has arrested 6 suspected kidnappers following intelligence-led operations, recovering 4 improvised AK-47 rifles in recent raids. DSP Mansour Hassan, the public relations officer, confirmed that one of the suspects, a 30-year-old Isha Ibrahim, admitted to belonging to a kidnapping gang previously operating in Kwara State. After arrest there, he allegedly relocated to Kaduna with the intent to form a new network. Other suspect, Sani Liman and Murtala Magaji alias Seto, was apprehended in Lamido village, Lere local government area, where they confessed to be involved in multiple abductions across the area. In a separate move, 2 suspected gun runners from Jos Plateau State and Kano were arrested in Ikara Division and found with 2 of the seized rifles. Another foreign scene. In Ivory Coast, commercial capital Abidjan, dozens of drug addicts are abandoning street dens for a lifeline at the Addiction Care and Support Center known as CASA. The facility, located in the upscale Cocody district, provide free medical treatment, psychological counseling, and rehabilitation services for drug users. Many of its clients are young people who have been trapped in cycles of substance abuse and violence in areas such as Adajima and Triniville. Since its creation in 2018 by local NGOs with international support, CASA has arrested over 3,000 people. The center distributes methadone and offers special reintegration programs to help former addicts rebuild their lives. Health workers says the initiative is part of a broader shift in Ivorian drug policy from criminalizing to rehabilitation, allowing addicts to seek help without fear of prosecution. And finally, in sport, Nigeria's women basketball team D Tigers have been drawn into a tough group for the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup qualifying tournament, putting them against host France, Germany, Korea, Colombia, and the Philippines. The qualifiers are scheduled from March 11 to 17, 2026 in Lyon, Villers-Brenner, France. The draw held in Miers, Switzerland says each group composed of 6 teams from which the top 3 will advance to the World Cup in Berlin. Nigeria qualified for the finals already by winning the 2025 AfroBasket. Thank you for watching Wells Television Daily News Update for today. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel at Wells Television. Like us on our Facebook page at Wells Television. Thank you for watching. God bless you.